I don't care who you are, how strong minded you are, how stoic you are, how strong you are. There will be times in your life, whether you're going through them right now, or you've been through them, or you're going to go through them, when everything in your life feels like it's trying to tear you down. It doesn't matter what you touch, who you turn to, how hard you push, it will feel like you're being kicked in the nuts over and over and over again. You feel overwhelmed, you have anxiety, you cannot sleep. Everything in your brain is worried about those things, and it feels like you cannot escape. It feels like the world is crushing you down, and all you want to do, every fiber and muscle in your body is telling you to quit, it's telling you to run away, saying, what if I just stopped? And this is a period that no human being cannot live through. Let me reiterate this again. This is a natural part of being human, and it doesn't matter who you are and how big your goals are, you will run into this problem, these hurdles. This is life testing you. It's called overwhelm. And I've developed frameworks for this because the harder you push, the more this will happen. If you're trying to grow something amazing, nature's way of trying to balance that out is to try and keep you exactly where you are. Now, whether you believe in God, you believe in spiritual stuff, you believe in nothing, this happens. And for whatever reason, it sucks, it's painful, but if you can learn how to get through these periods without quitting, you'll have a great life, because you only lose if you quit. Let me say that once more. You only lose if you quit. Life is a journey. The end destination, unfortunately, is the same for everyone. It's a box. And then you have this period of life in between. We're born, we live, and we die. Now, in this period of life, the whole time you have breath in your lungs, you have your health, you have your vigor, your energy. You can dictate what you do with that life. Now, if that is trying to achieve certain goals or be a certain type of person, then you have as much time available while you're alive. And you only lose at that goal if you quit. And these periods of overwhelm are the biggest danger for you not hitting those goals, because you're the most likely to quit in these periods, and everybody has them. My mum right now is going through it. My stepdad had a massive stroke 4 weeks ago. Massive stroke. He's barely able to use the right side of his body. And I sat down and I used my framework, because this happens in business, it happens in life. And like I said, you cannot just try and wish that this isn't going to happen to you, because it will. It will happen to you if it hasn't already. You might be going through it right now, which is, you may have been sent this video. You may be going through it right now, found this video, but you will go through this period one way or the other. And you need to have a framework for this, because it is very hard to get through it. You feel alone. You feel like no one's helping you. You feel like no matter what you do, no matter how much pressure you put on that thing to try and fix it, it just doesn't work. And almost the more you put into it, the more you try and change it, the worse it becomes. Now, overwhelm is a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a mindset. It's purely the way your brain is perceiving the situation. Nothing more, nothing less. And you're now at a point where everything seems to be too much to handle. It's just too much. You're at breaking point. That's overwhelm. That's a natural human emotion. First and foremost, the framework that I use is as follows. Number one, you have to accept that you are human. You're a human being and you feel emotions, and that is completely fucking normal. You are human, and bad things happen, and in those periods, you are not going to feel good. And that is okay to feel anxiety, to feel sadness, to feel weakness, to feel pressure, to feel loneliness. That is completely normal. Completely normal. Accept that that's okay. Forgive yourself for feeling that way. But know that you can still do something about it even though you have those emotions. So number one, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up any more than you need to because you're already being beat up as it is. Don't feel weak because of it. Accept it. But don't allow it to defeat you. Number two, stop worrying about the things you cannot control. In a moment of overwhelm or a period of overwhelm, you worrying about what happened to get you to that point or what's going to happen is only going to make the situation worse. In that period, you think about before and after makes it worse. You're already completely overwhelmed with so many things you can't seem to be able to fix. You trying to think about things you definitely can't control adds to the fire. And what's going on right now is you have all of these loops in your mind where you're thinking about, what if I didn't do that? What if this had changed? Why did I do that? And also, what's going to happen next? How is this going to play out? You're trying to think macro, long term. Stop it. Second phase of this is to stop worrying about the past and the future. Focus on the present. You need to start taking control of the things that you can control right now because everything else is out of control in your mind. Remember, this is all mental. This is why it's really important to have these frameworks and understand this is all mental so that you know that when this happens again in the future, because it will, you can control it. It's fully in your control. Number two, stop worrying about things you can't control. Stop worrying about the past. Stop worrying about the future. Think about the now. Number three, now you're thinking about what you can control. Attack one task that you can take out at a time. And the analogy I used for my mum, who was going through this period because she was worried about my stepdad's business, she was worried about how to look after the dogs, how to handle the family. Everything seemed overwhelming to her. I said, look, imagine you're on a battlefield. Normally, when you're in a good state of mind, you're a general and you're overseeing the battlefield, you're looking at strategy, you're looking at all the different battles that are going on and the soldiers and where they're moving. I said, you're now in the trenches. Stop looking at the big picture. We can do that later when the overwhelm is gone and we're back to normal. Right now, you're in a trench. And right in front of you is an enemy. There's a soldier. And he is firing at you. There is a man in front of you trying to kill you. Stop worrying about how you got into the battle, what was in the past. Stop worrying about the 10 men behind the man in front of you and take him out. Shoot him. And that is the task that you can do within your life. So look at the things. It might even be just controlling what you eat on a day-to-day basis. It might be controlling when you go to sleep. It might be looking after doing something for your girlfriend. It might be doing something for your boyfriend. It might be doing something for yourself. Get the things in your life that you can control. Go to the gym. Have 1 hour every day, non-negotiable, that you take control of that thing. Then add another thing on. So as you take that first enemy out, that one task that needs to get done, move to the next one. All of the big problems that you perceive, break them down into little tasks, little soldiers, and then just focus at one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Because right now, in this period of overwhelm, you trying to think about everything, no one's getting shot. There is no momentum. If anything, the enemy's coming at you and you're going backwards. So think about that one enemy. Think about all the little tasks that you can control, no matter how small they are, take them out. Shoot that enemy. Shoot that guy. Move into his trench. Focus on the next one. Focus on the next one. Take them out. Take the enemy out. Take the enemy out. Very quickly, you'll start getting a stride. You'll be able to take out these enemies very fast. You'll start feeling confident again. You'll start feeling yourself again. Sleep will get better. The problem is actually starting to dissipate because actually what you're doing is you're eating away at the big problem. And as slowly but surely, depending on the size of the overwhelm and how slow you are at allowing yourself to get back to a period of feeling good, you'll suddenly start to feel human again. You'll start to feel yourself again. All of a sudden, you will know when it's right to go back to how you were before. It is important to think about the past so you can analyze how you got to where you are. It is also important to think about the future, but not in a period when everything else is broken because you are so overwhelmed and you cannot think correctly. You need to build the momentum up, one problem at a time, one manageable task at a time, until you get to the point again where you feel like you have control of yourself, you feel good again, and then you can go back up to being the general with the big battle board and start moving pieces around. This is a framework and a strategy that I use every single time I feel like that. And look, I am the most competitive, driven, stoic person you'll ever meet. And I still go through these periods. I understand what it's like to feel overwhelmed. We are human. And it doesn't matter what human you are, unless you literally have a disability or a mental hurdle with that, we all feel it. We're human, and that is okay. The strongest humans, the hardest humans, the most strong-willed, all go through these periods. And you need to have a framework to battle with them. Because the difference between someone that can deal with this and someone that can't is that the person that can will end up staying on the path, and they will end up winning in the end. And they'll be able to support the people around them. They'll be able to fix the problems that occur. And they'll ultimately not quit and will eventually win. The people that can't will let the people that they're supporting down. They will let themselves down. And ultimately, when they run into this again, their learned behavior is to just run away. Please, I urge you, if you're going through periods of overwhelm, take control. Do everything you can. Realize that you are human. This is normal. It's okay to feel these feelings, but it's not okay to quit. You have to get through it. You have to persevere. You have to do that for you. Most importantly, you have to do it for you. And ultimately, it's only the way you're perceiving the situation. So put these frameworks in place. Remember, number one, accept. It's okay to feel like this, but it's not okay to quit. Number two, stop worrying about the things that you can't control. And then start figuring out what you can. Number three, figure out and start taking out each of the things you can control one at a time. Don't try and do too much. In a period of overwhelm, you can't do too much. Build up the momentum until you start feeling back in control again, and then go back to how you were before. And I really, really hope that helps. I'll be dropping lots of videos like this on my YouTube, and I just want to guide as many people as I can through this journey of life, entrepreneurship, family, personal growth, and give my frameworks, systems, knowledge to you guys. So please subscribe if it helps. Let me know what you think. And if there's anything you want me to cover, you think I could help you with, drop it in the comments below. See you on the next video.